Shalom, Kal Aloyim, La Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Alright, we'll get into the topic about hard speech. You know, like when people say, "Oh, you guys out there on the highways and byways, you cursing too much, or you using too much vulgar language." But at the end of the day, most of the prophets, they spoke with hard speech. They spoke with strong words, because Israel is a hard-headed people. So you can't come up to Israel and speak all nice and smooth to them. You know, you got to get loud with Israel. To wake them up because they are hard-headed, stiff-necked. You know, so when we on the highways and byways, you're encountering all different kinds of people. So sometimes you have to get loud with Israel. Sometimes you have to use strong words, strong language. In other words, what they would call strong language, because it's just a Western way of speaking. They just say that, oh yeah, you using curse words or whatever, but really, cursing is just when you putting a curse on somebody. Hard speech, though, the prophets use hard speech, and when you're in the highways and byways. Most of the time, you upset, man, because you want Israel to wake up. You want them to get it. And we know a lot of them not going to get it. We know a lot of them not going to wake up. We only looking for that small fruit, that remnant, All right. Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, you know? And that's what it is, man. We in oppression here in Babylon the Great, which is called America. We're in oppression, You got the so-called white man, the devil, you know? Biblical name is Esau. You got him ruling over us, and he tearing up the households, taking the man out of the household, putting the man on child support, you know, growing up in the ghettos, the hoods, you know. Jake is going through it, man. And then you got to pay bills every day, and you don't even have enough money to pay the bills. You barely got enough to go grab 2 days worth of food, you know. And Esau proved that he the wicked every day, you know. So this oppression causing Jake to lose it, man. 2 Corinthians 11:6. But though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge, and that's the truth, man. Because the prophets and the elders, though they be rude in speech, but not in knowledge, and that's what Paul was trying to say. Because sometimes you got to speak rudely to Israel, man, because they are sottish children, and that's the word sottish go back to stupid, because they don't want to hear the doctrine. They don't want to listen to the apostles and the elders coming out on the highways and byways. So you have to get in Israel face. You got to get loud with them. Use some strong speech sometime, because Israel not gonna get it. They just gonna look at you like, just like play and joke around with you. But Israel, they respect the so-called white man. Why? Because the so-called white man beat them into submission. Did all kind of different atrocities to them, and they still feel that pain from slavery. 1 Corinthians 2:4. And my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom, but in demonstration of the Spirit and of power. And that's what it is, man. When the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, when they come out on the highways and byways, they speech and they preaching be with power and not with enticing words, because they speaking through the Spirit. And when you see Israel not getting it, you get your spirit get fiery, because it's simple. It's simple to the ones, that the Lord has already woke up. It's easy for them to see like, yeah, this the truth, But Israel, they can see that it makes sense, but they want to give the credit to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, because then they'll have to say, yeah, you taught them something. And they don't want to do that. They don't want to submit themselves to the elders, But you're going to have to learn from somebody. You're going to have to learn from the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, because they got the whole truth, the whole doctrine. Acts 4 and 11. No, I'm going to go to Acts 4 and 13. Now, when they saw the boldness of Peter and John and perceived that they were unlearned and ignorant men. See, they thought that Peter and John was unlearned and ignorant men. And that's what they think about us on the highways and byways, because they probably grew up with you or whatever. And they expect you not to be that person. They expect you, when you open your mouth, they're not expecting all that knowledge and wisdom to flow out. Because they expect you to be unlearned and ignorant men. But that's not the case, The apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, they are scholars, They are scholars. And when you look at that word scholar, it go back to learned men. Colossians 2 and 4. And this I say, lest any man should beguile you with enticing words. And that's what these people trying to do. They trying to beguile you with enticing words, They trying to speak all smooth to you, Telling you what you want to hear. Saying it all nice and soft, But an Israelite man supposed to speak with power. And we loud and we speak with power, Just like the Lord, Yahweh Shai. When he spoke, his voice was like many waters, because he spoke with a deep, loud voice, Not like with no quiet, nonchalant voice, man. Because he had the spirit on him, He was in the spirit. And when he spoke with that power, With that zeal. Ezekiel 3 and 7. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-headed. They hard-headed, man. They would not listen. Because that's how Israel is. They are stubborn, They seen all the works and all the power that Moses did, and they still said, this man Moses hadn't came back down from the mountain yet. So they got Aaron to make him a golden calf. If you seen all this power and all these works that he did, you should want to follow him. But they was hard-headed, They was hard. Israel is a hard-headed people. But they gonna learn, It might be by fire, but they gonna learn, Because the elect of Israel, they going through the fire now. They taking the ridicule. They taking the bashing of their name and stuff, But these other Israelites, the 2/3, they just gonna have to die and come back in the reincarnation through the loins of an elect Israelite. Because that's the only way that they gonna get it. And then they'll come back into the kingdom upright, righteous. But yeah, we don't speak with soft, smooth words, We speak like men, We come out speaking like men. We don't speak all soft and quiet, We coming out trying to let you know that you need to turn back to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You got to turn back, and be a Israelite man, Because a lot of Israelites was raised in a single parent home, with that parent being the mother. So a lot of them act like some badass kids, But with that being said, I hope this was edifying. To the next time I say shalom.